Good day, viewers. It's I, NitroSilverNigel or NitroSilverNigel. Whatever you call me, it's all good, and we're here for a season 2 thing, and we're all here for OCs. Let's do it the correct way and must remember the old rule.
Attention! Please don't attempt to steal the images of OCs from this video. These images were commissioned and are not your property to copy. These artists had worked hard for this and the OC owner as well. Please respect the content creators behind this video and any others. Also, do not attempt to illegally download the music from the episode. The musicians had worked hard to create such a great tune. If you need help, please contact the email below on screen. Thank you for your time for reading this and watching this video.
Oh boy, here we go. It's a ranger we're going to do with today. Hurry for none of our ponies. Sadly, this will be a long episode with Cally Ber. Her hometown is here and there. She's always moving around a lot. Her occupation is a equestrian ranger. Her relationship status is a single pony. Cally Ber was born in the Ponyville Hospital from her pregnant mother and her pony father. But didn't spend any seconds there. Their name was not listed to protect her identity. Her mother was a constant traveler due to her delivery service, so she spent most of her time with her father as a filly.
Sounds like something Ditsy's mom, Derpy Hooves, would do.
She discovered the joys of off-road adventuring, and even pick up soccer, winning trophies, but it was a small deal but significant to her. Her father actually gave her a small video game system, a pony station, one. And a surfing game was her first game, was a wagon racing game. This memory would be as pleasurable for her for a very long time.
A Pony Station 1, you say? Those are rare enough as it is. If only the Epic Gamer had 3, then we could play some games on it.
One night, she was taken up by her mom and was told she was going to be staying with her from now on. So Cally, being a minor, lived about a year on a train going from place to place, coming quickly onto the fan base of hardcore gamers with all the time that she had. Her education and being homeschooled during this time, so she wasn't the smartest filly, but a good test taker. She settled down in a small town off the Everfree Forest after a while, meeting her first stepfather. In this short time where she first discovered weaponry and first handled small arms. Her stepfather had a shotgun, but she didn't and still doesn't remember what it was exactly, but she still tried her hoof at her mom 1911 for self-defense.
Oh, the youthful experience of firing your first gun is something that can be downright orgasmic. Or at least something epic.
The feeling and the smell sold her sense for the better. The carbon smell of that shock of adrenaline was life. Every time her stepdad came back, she would go hunt with his shells and make a collection according to the pellets.
Sounds like we got ourselves a rebellious teen pony.
I know, right? One night, she was forced awake by a gunshot, police sirens, and two pony fighting. That night, her mom and her quickly left to go leave back on the train for her aunt and uncle in Ponyville. Once there, time flew by as she switched from going from them to her grandmother, another uncle, and way too many full sitters to count long. While staying with her family, she received news that her dad died on Hearts and Hoof Day, the day due to a heart clog.
That poor stallion. Now she has to know that he's gone.
A stepdad somewhere in the equestrian shoreline came in and became the special stepdad in her life while she lived in Ponyville. He was an herb pony who spent most of his years in the equestrian army as an anti-flyer, gunnery, and artillery. This is where she got the desire to join the equestrian army. And so since near the elementary school, she studied military science. Learning all the activities, knowledge required, and travel, especially since it was a fighting force, she actually got excited to actually stay in one of the schools as long as she did what she needed to do, which got her into her friends. Due to this constant study, she had made some weird curves in good and bad ways with her education. She became a best reader, story writer, and comic maker, but this led to her being a target to her classmates.
Wait, I thought she was being homeschooled. How old is she at this point in time?
It's confusing about that, but it says here in the script that she went to school at this point in time. Also, she's still a filly. Through half of her elementary school years, she had constant fights and threats to her and some threats made from her. Fighting became a survival for her. She picked up folk riding and Tuan Kwai Do, which helped her a lot. It seemed to twisted where she got the power, and with this, she became the bully.
From fights to fights are the forge that can sharpen the will of fighting. You're no longer dealing with the average pony warrior, dear viewer. She is something far greater than paltry training, and now she has become a chosen warrior.
She went to a couple of different schools with this mindset, that as long as no one could hurt her, she would enforce it with fear. Towards the end of elementary, she was hit with a sudden constant sadness in her, scaring off and being mean to some of her friends even. She quickly switched to her best to turn that aggression down, even doing to make her best of her friends with the ponies that she knew that she had bullied in the past.
For a moment there, I thought she was going to turn out like Cozy Glow, an evil pony at a young age.
Making a few then more friends in the process, she became friendlier even though she couldn't help but lash out sometimes, pushing back the depression. Middle school came and she enjoyed life once again from a long time, moving up to combat hapiko and martial arts as well.
I'm now wondering what her cutie mark is.
Don't worry, I'm getting there. Sadly, by this time of her life, she still had no cutie mark. Although Cally was kind of hoping it would be in drawing or creativity with her stories, after a while she gave up on that thought, and since she had friends to spend time with. Middle school flew by, and in the first year of high school was course, immediately went off to JRTC.
Junior Reserve Officers Training Course.
This is when it actually happened to be based on the Equestrian Army. Cally even had a birthday gift that was a high-powered pellet rifle, which became her passion. Something was wrong though, knowing that she quickly could have gone down the food chain due to her friends and her JRTC, especially being a blank flank, really got to her. It seemed that every course was getting harder and harder, weighing her down with the inclusion that bad things ponies told her.
Just like everything in life, things will get hard eventually, and it's even harder to continue on.
She did her best to hold herself back, smile, be happy, and joke around. She was called many things from this to that to
hyper, random, happy, awkward, boring, stupid, and weak.
Sitting in her room in her home, she thought about these things and could barely contain herself. She grabbed her rifle and loaded a hunting pellet, shoved the barrel into her mouth and turned off the safety. Her wingtip on the trigger applying slight force. The other felt a scream as the word flew through her head like family, love, dreams, and being better. Cally threw the rifle to the ground, being reborn as a new pony.
Wait, she attempted suicide with a pellet rifle? Oh my, this has to be the darkest this whole series has ever gotten.
I know, right? So grimdark.
Grimdark is the right word for this. She should seek out help for that.
First year flew by with excellence in her JRTC and a few promotions to the recommendations, ignoring the jeers and using them to prove ponies wrong. During the summer, she took up a few special junior military courses, one being based on the Equestrian Army Rangers. It was the worst week of her life, but her military knowledge and survival increased drastically. Finally, something came to her that she never heard of, the Equestrian Marine Corps. Cally went to the 2-month junior military camp and she learned everything she ever needed.
Drill, survival, knowledge, history, future, teamwork, family, endurance, overcoming fear, and most importantly, rifles.
Every day she looked forward to the paintball and rifle shooting. One day on the range, while zeroing in, she finally got all black center marks, which also came to a sudden silence and flash. Curious as she was, she looked around and noticed the ponies were looking at her flank, which made her embarrassed and angry. But she looked and saw her own cutie mark.
Sounds like she finally got that cutie mark of hers. As you can see on screen, it's a nice one.
Graduation flew by and so did her choice to join the EMC. At the beginning of the second year came to another divorce and of course another move to Appaloosa this time. For the next couple years she improved the accuracy of her rifle, physical endurance, game of a course, and more JRTC even though it was a question of flying force. And even become an officer in it. Mechanics along a very early graduation of school. She was recruited into the Equestrian Marine Corps and did her time with ordnance, which led to learning more about ordnance disposal. After a couple deployments and drunk blackouts, she did a year of Castle Guard and finally heavy weapons wagons crew member.
Sounds like she had some fun while in the service. That's good.
After 6 years, she left as a corporal, moving MOSs. Wasn't actually good for promotions. Her friends' dog tags forever on her bracelet. Once those years passed, she's now lived happily as set in Ponyville as a career in active reserve. She's now joined the Full Sail University to pursue music and music management, and as a side job as a downrange nature supply store. However, the music soon became a criminal justice. Her heart changed during law enforcement, and then eventually went back to the Ponyville Guard. Some years flew as she did her best into her community by working nights in the worst parts of town. Once she met requirements, she went to work at the Equestrian Rangers, one of their best detective in a major crime in the country. Now that's done, now for the good part, the personality traits. Cally is actually a good and caring pony when she can be, but Esther loves helping every pony out when she's doing what she needs to be done. Even though she can get a little out of the line with her sarcasm and odd humor, she can pretty be depressed at times, needing a hug even though she may not look it. Cally usually helps Pony because of this. She's an outgoing pony who loves to see the world blow things up and joke around but not being serious. A person who just camp around inside forever to play video games or love up her computer characters. Cally can go from wanting to be in a group of pony to wanting to be alone almost as a switch. The special facts about Cally: she thinks hammer-based pistols are really bad, except for revolvers. Her likes include shooting, games, dark humor, and brass art. Her dislikes are she really, as she stretches apart, really hate hammers. Ponies will often get offended before she can get a joke in as well. Well, that was a good look at this awesome OC. I wish them the best luck in their endeavors. Now time for the end of the video, and I hope that you, the fifth viewer, had a good time watching it. Now DJ, play us out.
The music of the video is provided by Doivas, a super fabulous brony musician, and the visual talents belong to Kimmy Dawn, a super sweet artist in the community. The second voice actor is me, DeltaMX. Please support them by going to their links in the video description.
I hope you enjoyed the works as I did. Remember to smile.